yourself finished. Looks like we won. An opponent like this should be easy. Eat that! Dragon Swarm! Lightning Thrust! Lunar Rondo!
Wow, looks like a piece of the small experience.
Be still!
I mean, maybe. How you doing, Jesse? I think he looks kind of like a dancer, honestly, with bunny ears. I'm doing pretty good. Getting close to the end of the game, I'm thinking. Didn't realize how long this game actually was. This game is huge. Like, really huge.
Nice. No scratches on my shield or my armor.
Must be close to over 700 CP. Yeah. I think I've got like 15. Yeah. 15 flowers so far. Oh, hey, I can finally buy it. Mini for WoW? No. Damn, I want a new Tales game now. Well, DLC for this is coming out soon-ish. Yeah, next month. See, it's closer than you think. All I got left to do is work on that one, and I still gotta catch a silver marlin. Coming up here to Lenegus was supposed to unlock another fishing spot for me, so...
What the? When did it get pitch dark all of a sudden?
The lights are all out. Think it has something to do with the explosion back in the Forbidden Zone? Doe?
You two. Faria, Avakir. Thank goodness you're safe.
Avakir filled me in about everything. About how I ambushed you all.
She doesn't remember a thing, so she really was being controlled.
He told me about Tarnigan, too. Is it true?
What difference does it make? What's done is done.
Stop casting me off, just for once!
Faria, not now. It can wait. Dohalim, Lenegus is in grave peril.
So I can see.
It's City's core reactor. It's damaged. Some of the basic systems we've managed to keep online, but complete restoration's still a way off.
You're an elite technician, though. You can fix it, right?
If so, then what's the problem?
Panic's begun to set in among the citizens. Until now, whenever something like this happened, the Sovereign would issue a decree. But this time, not so much as a peep. Any longer, and we run the risk of riots breaking out before we can get things back up and running.
Forget the Sovereign. I doubt you'll be hearing from him anytime soon.
What's that supposed to mean? Do you know something I don't?
Yeah.
Suffice it to say, the Sovereign isn't the kind of ruler we thought he was. That is, if he ever even existed, which is looking doubtful at this stage.
Are you out of your mind? Why, if people knew that a lord such as yourself was whispering such blasphemy, they'd...
There's no time to explain now. It sounds like we need to find a way to keep Lenegis from spiraling out of control.
We need to stop that riot.
But how do we do that?
Riots feed on discontent and unrest, right? So if we want to keep the peace, we just need to put people's minds at ease.
So I'm kind of seeing the monk
Like
with
by
the
letting them hear directly from
single
someone they
braid.
trust. That's it. Who's the highest ranking person in Lenegis right now?
Dohalim.
Lenegis wouldn't have a next in line. After all, you said the Sovereign rules over everyone directly, right?
Correct. The closest thing to an authority figure would be a lord. And the only one left is... Ah. Very well then. Avakir, you mentioned a few facilities were still online. Which ones?
Why hasn't the Sovereign said anything?
Please, won't somebody explain what's going on?
Is it over? What's going to happen to all of us?
Heed me now, fellow Renans of Lenegis. It is I, Lord Dohalim Ilkaris of Elden Menancia.
Look up there, it's Lord Dohalim!
Hold on! He should be in the crown contest! Shouldn't he? Why isn't the Sovereign talking to us?
The Sovereign is seeing to other matters right now. In my capacity as Lord, I speak to you in his stead. You're afraid, as people so often are when faced with the unknown. I hope you'll allow me to put your fears to rest. The city's core reactor has experienced a malfunction. However, we have our top engineers attending to the matter, and things will soon be back to normal. I know that you feel abandoned, perhaps more scared and alone than ever before. But I ask you all to keep one thing in mind. You are Lenegis, not the lords and sovereign. The solidarity of its citizens is the mortar that holds it together. If we don't allow ourselves to be distracted
I'm
by
actually
our
a bit of it.
differences,
It
put our
didn't.
hearts and minds together and stand as one, I am confident we will find new hope. I would be honored to stand with you,
That's upsetting.
not as a person of lofty
The ears aren't there either.
but as another human being among men. I hope that you'll lend me your
Dohalim's my
strength,
little wolf boy.
for if we can
Like,
persevere as one,
where's his ears?
I know a bright tomorrow awaits.
Your speech seems to have done the trick. Looks like the city won't be
See?
descending
Little
into
wolf
chaos
boy.
after all.
I only pray the relief will tide the city over for the time being.
What you said earlier about the Sovereign possibly not even existing, was it true?
It's still too premature to say with any certainty, but I believe so. This whole time, this world we've been fed
Dohalim
was a
my
lie,
main once he joined with Ari.
built on nothing
Hey,
but falsehoods.
I've done all the training grounds with all the characters so
Can't
far.
all have been.
I'm
I
wanting
can believe
to
it.
do a playthrough.
After everything I
with
saw in the
Dohalim
Forbidden
using
Zone,
his
what they
staff.
did to Faria, it's the only explanation
He
that makes
utilizes
sense.
it so well.
But what about hierarchy of the very foundations of Renan society? How can we live without someone to guide us?
I'd say we found someone capable of doing just that, wouldn't you?
You? You can't be serious.
I have business I must take care of first. But once everything is over, I shall return. But not as your sovereign, nor as a leader the likes of which the people here are used to, I think.
But how else do you propose to rule?
Being
I'm not
nice.
sure yet. All I have is a feeling that here in Lenegis, a new dawn is on the verge of breaking. One in which people won't be judged by birthright or on the power of their astral arts, but on other things. More important things. Things like, oh, I don't know, musical talent, for example.
When I bumped into
Oh
you
yeah,
after
her
all those
perfect
years,
guard is a little
I
weird.
said you were no
I
different.
don't like it either.
But I was wrong. Truth is, you were always different. I feel like maybe now I can finally
Kind of
begin to
feels
accept
slow.
Turnigan's death.
It feels more like
To
a
see a
parry
future.
than a perfect guard.
You go finish whatever it is you've got to do. I'll hold down the fort here in Lenegus till you get back.
Thank you.
However,
I guess you're not going to make it to Menancia for the foreseeable future, huh?
I can't think of
Indeed.
her name right now.
Forgive me.
The mage.
The people of Elda Menancia can look after themselves just fine. It's the ones here on Lenegus who need someone to guide them.
My brain hurts.
Besides, with you leading the people here,
Can't think
it'll
of it
help
right now.
spread the idea of coexistence beyond Menancia's borders that much faster.
Sounds like you're in it for the long haul.
How could I not be, after the second chance that I've been granted? From this day forth, I shall dedicate myself to the future inhabitants of this world. Though the memories of the departed shall remain forever in my heart.
Remember, you're going to be leading the people here, not ruling them.
True enough. Whatever would I do without you, Kisara?
With or without her, I suspect you're gonna have your hands full when the time comes. We should be heading back to the ship. Business on Rena awaits. Looks
Rin. Rinwell. It's hard to use her because of the fact that you gotta wait for her casts. And a lot of her skills, her good skills, requires you to charge certain arts and store them and use them at the same time as other arts are going off. She's complicated. Like, way too complicated. So I need to do more counters on her to max her skills out. Need to have him start being my healer. I gotta find out somehow on how to start using some of Law's spirit skills. Everything's based on 10-hit combos. I mean, you can get it to come down, but like for the proficiencies, my basic attacks for Alphen would go to my sword, my aerials would go to my aerials, and fire attacks would go to my flank. Same thing with Shion and her stuff. What counts as a spirit move with Law? Because, like, everything is either an aerial or ground attack. Like, what? I mean, Breaker Fist, a punch full of spirit, but like, I don't know. Red, red actually kind of suits it. Anyway, I'm gonna have to look up the whole spirit
The
thing
people of Lennox
later.
can rest easy. I couldn't have done it without your words of encouragement, Locke.
Hey, you're the one who made the speech.
I think everybody can share the credit here.
11 platinum dog tags. Don't mind if I don't. Have all that. Oh, hey, I can make the carrot now. I want a level 5 Mystic Crest, but I need to find the stuff to be able to make it. I need to find a Mysterious Fragment at level 5. I'm not having much luck finding level 5 gems at all.
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
I don't need to rest yet. We're going back to the ship. Yeah, it won't let me port there. I'm gonna have to walk. And honestly, let me miss that map again. Okay, yeah, there's somebody I have to heal right there too. Alright, you wanna go to a old dinner, sir? Make sure nothing new spawned. Oh, there's a Mystic Art going on. A very bad feeling. Anything now? So they still standing there? Yes, they are. Let's fight them. No. Fine.
I thought we'd find answers on Lenegis, but we just ended up finding more questions.
You can say that again. And now we have more problems to fix too. Like figuring out how to reform Lenegis.
That can wait for now. We've got more than enough on our plates to deal with as it is. Like figuring out who's really running the show on Rena.
Yeah. Which is why we're going to the Renan homeworld.
All the answers we've been looking for are on that planet. The person responsible for all this. The Red Woman and the Renaissance. The answers have to be there. Are we prepared to finally find them?
So, what do we do first when we get there?
We know nothing about the Renan homeworld or what we might face once we arrive. We should get a feel for how things are on the ground before we take any serious steps.
It's also entirely possible that the first thing we're going to face is an attack.
If we come across a capital, we should... What?
Just happened.
Damn! The hell just happened?
Our course has been altered. The coordinates are pointing to a different destination.
What's that?
The ship's controls aren't accepting my commands. The engine is being shut down.
That's bad, right?
Quite bad. We've lost control of the ship.
Is all of this the Red Women's doing?
Are they trying to finish us off before we can land?
Everyone! Look there!
flower blooming out of Rena?
But that flower looks like it's absorbing all of Dana's energy.
And it appears Lenegis is serving as a conduit for that energy to reach here. Could that have been its true purpose all along?
If that's true, do you think the people back on Lenegis are all right?
We can only pray that they are.
Damn it! Haven't they taken enough already? When is this going to end?
The flower of oblivion.
With everything that's happening, we need to get back to Lenegis. Is the ship still offline?
Unfortunately, yes. Even more so than when it lay dormant.
Can you fix it?
Starships are extremely complex machines. One wrong move while we're out here in space could very well cost us our lives.
So what? We're just stuck inside here, floating around? For how long?
I don't believe this. We've made it all this way, and now we're stuck here? We're watching Dana die before our eyes, and we have no choice but to sit here and starve to death?
Law, calm down! You're not the only one who's worried here.
Right. Sorry.
It's still too early to give up. There has to be a way to get out of this.
Alphen.
Now what?
The starship, it's back online?
No, this is different. Something is pulling our ship in towards it.
We managed to get moving, but where are we?
It looks like Lenegis in here.
Do you think we might run into more Renans here? Or those red women?
Probably.
Perhaps. Someone brought us here. The question is, who?
We haven't been ambushed, so that probably means they aren't hostile. Still, why would anyone want to bring us here?
Hey, Shion!
If they wanted to attack us, they could have done so while we were back on the star.